Saro, and I'm here to discuss about the oxyribonucleic acid or DNA. So, DNA is a very important part of our body because DNA transmits genetic information from parents to their offspring. So, we are the product of our parents. So, what is the meaning of DNA? DNA or deoxyribonucleic acid is a genetic blueprint of all living organisms in which all of the informations are stored. So the traits, the characters of our parents are being transmitted to us, or in the animals, the traits of their parents are being stored to them as well. Like the cheetah, when they're born, they will look like a cheetah as well. So for example, in my family, we have big forehead. So my father and mother has a big forehead, so I think that's one of the reason, or that's one of the traits that I inherit from them. And another example is that their attitude. I've been they I just think I am the product of my parents. So my parents is here. So now, uh, I give you a short background about DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid. Now, what will happen when there is a change in DNA, or there is a deletion like that, or the DNA mutation? DNA mutation can either be helpful, beneficial, or harmful, or that it can cause diseases like other people. When they have Parkinson's disease, there is a possibility that their son or daughter can also have a Parkinson's disease. The diabetes, their sons and daughters can also have a diabetes because of because of their DNA, or the genetic information stored by their parents. They can inherit that. So we are done discussing about DNA. Now let me discuss my product. So here is my product. So for the product that I use in my DNA model, so Sir Tom give us a task to make a DNA model. So here is it. This is my DNA model, a recyclable DNA or a recycled DNA model. So it is really tall, as you can see here. When I put it in the chair, this like that. So let us start first with the base. So for the base, I use the box for the cell phone, like this. This is the box of my father's phone, and he doesn't use it anymore, so I borrow it and use it. And for this is a piece of wood um, outside our home. So I just pick it up, and we have this, and we cover it with sticker. Next is for the cover part, the wrapper. We use a wrapper for my bouquet. So someone gave me a bouquet, and I just get the wrapper there, so that if ever that I need it, I will just use it. So now I need it, so I cover it with this. And as you can see, it doesn't have any cover at the back, because you can see, because for you to see the products that I use. So let us start now with the parts. So for the parts, we have here the adenine, thymine, cytosine, and guanine. So I use popsicle stick for this base pair and for the hydrogen bond. So we have a lot of popsicle stick here in our house because of my sister. He's just 7 years old, and she loves to play. She loves to play popsicles. So I just get 15 pieces of popsicle stick in her toy. So here it is, the 15 pieces popsicle stick. So she doesn't get angry when I ask. She had the permission. So for the color, for the paints, I have here the green for the adenine, red for the thymine, and orange for the guanine, and blue for the cytosine. So the paint that I used here came from the paint that I bought last time in my project. So I just preserve it, I just take care of it, so that I can still use it in the future. And now I use it for my project now. So I didn't bought any paint, because we already have paints from the projects that I used last time. And I also have a lot of poster paint here, because if I have time, I just paint something that I want, and that's it. And I have here the hydrogen bonds. So the hydrogen bonds for the cytosine and guanine, as you can see here, there are 3 lines of dots, because we know that cytosine and guanine has a 3 hydrogen bonds. So there is it. And for the adenine and thymine, it has a 2 hydrogen bonds. That's why it only have 2 line dots here and here. You can see that in the process earlier. Now for the stand, we use the alambre. I don't know what alambre is in English. So we use a thick alambre to stand this type of model. So this is a working model. Later you can see why I call this a working 3D DNA model. And for this part, this is the phosphate group. This is a phosphate group: the red, the pink, the green, and the yellow. So I just have it here in our house because I really love to buy a lot of art materials that I don't know where should I use this. I just bought it because it is cute. So I just bought one pack of this long time ago, and now I used it. And for this part, I just have a paper like this, a sticky note. Actually, this is not a sticky note, but colored paper with this kind of size. I also bought this long time ago because I don't know, I just love to buy art materials because it satisfies me, and I don't know where to use it, but I know that I can use it in the future, so I just bought it. Now I use this for my product. I have here the yellow and the blue. This is all a phosphate group. I just don't have enough money, and I don't want to spend money just for this product because as you told her that it should be recycled. So I have here all of the materials that I use here are recycled. And for the sugar part, sorry. For the sugar part, we have a styrofoam. This one, the color light green, is a sugar or deoxyribose sugar, because in DNA we have deoxyribose sugar, and for RNA we have ribose sugar. So I have here the deoxyribose sugar. I use styrofoam for this. Now you can see my DNA model, my complete DNA model. This is the cytosine, this is the guanine, this is the hydrogen bonds, the 3 hydrogen bonds, this is the adenine, and this is the thymine, and this is for the white, we have 2 hydrogen bonds. Now I will show you why is it a working DNA model. Now let us start here. It should be standing straight. Wait, I'll just put it straight here. It rotates by itself like a DNA in our body. It is working DNA model. So guys, I hope you learned something. DNA, or deoxyribonucleic acid, is the blueprint of all genetic. It is a genetic blueprint of all living organism, and if mutation happen, it is either beneficial or harmful in our body. And it is the one who transmits genetic information from our parents. So this is my DNA model. It is not just a model, but it is a 3D DNA working model. I hope you learned something. Goodbye, and thank you for listening.